This is a long overdue testimony, so bear with me while I look back at the last 15 years of my life and the blessings that God has bestowed upon me. Just last week, I was discharged from the hospital for a procedure known as Gamma Knife Icon, an advanced non-invasive treatment using radiotherapy to treat my AVM area with precision. Allow me to first rewind to almost 15 years ago to better explain my condition. On 26 February 2004, I remember very precisely the date because it was payday and I wanted to go into office early to get some work done. I was getting ready in the bathroom when I felt like a tight squeeze on my left arm. The sensation is similar as when someone takes a blood pressure reading and the device squeezes your arm for a moment. Only in my case, it wasn't a moment, it was prolonged. And I felt numbness on my arm, and gradually the numbness also spread to my left leg. I had what is classified as a mild stroke. The doctor explained that the blood vessels in the right hemisphere of my brain had burst, I had aneurysm, and some of my veins were malfunctioned. In any case, I was advised that there were surgical options for me at that critical time, and there would be risks if I do not seek treatment. I somehow had a feeling that I didn't want to undergo an invasive procedure, and I recovered over time miraculously. Doctors said that was because I was young and healthy, but I believe that God has a greater plan for me, even though at that time I kept questioning God, why me, and why had I survived when I know of people with the same condition who didn't make it. Fast forward 10 years later, I knew I wanted to take some time off during the anniversary of the incident and reflect on my life in general. I had no idea God had such a great plan for my life. I could still remember an incident after my stroke when I was sitting at the hospital's physiotherapy room and thinking to myself, when would I be able to walk again? And I praise God because 10 years later, He put me on a work assignment that brought me to Houston, US. And at that 10 years anniversary of my stroke, I was with my family in New York. Not only was I able to walk again, it was the best time for my career. I was also able to worship at Lakewood Church, which was an amazing experience by itself. In all things, I believe that God has always directed my path. In my current assignment, I was supposed to go offshore and I needed to get medical clearance prior to my offshore training. My company doctor sent me back to my previous neurosurgeon to get the clearance. That's when I found out about this non-invasive treatment, which wasn't available back then. I was now open and ready to receive the treatment. What's amazing is that God has kept me healthy without a single incident over the past 15 years. The neurosurgeon has said that my risk of a brain rupture increased over time. This treatment was covered by my company's insurance and I was discharged the very next day after the treatment. I just want to end with a note that God is truly able to exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in us. He has so many times come true for me despite all my selfish and stubborn ways, and I know He will do the same for you.